So 40 years on, what does the Falklands mean to you? Are you proud of what you achieved in the Falklands?
Well, yeah, because it was a seminal moment for the British Armed Forces. Back in the 80s, the armed forces were suffering massive defence cuts, and a lot of their ships were being mothballed. And half of that was the reason that the Argentinians thought it would be a good time to invade, because they didn't expect the response that they got. So I'm really proud of the fact that the whole armed forces, the Army, the RAF, Royal Marines, and the Navy at the vanguard as usual in the conflict, took part in that conflict and liberated the Falkland Islands from an invader. Yeah, so it's a proud moment for the British Armed Forces, yeah.
40 years on, I look back with pride, not because I got a medal or anything like that. It's a job well done. And from the Royal Navy's point of view, it was a job well done. Immensely well done against the odds. Yeah, so I'm immensely proud. Immensely proud.
Very proud. Very proud. As I say, I can talk about the Falklands conflict, my involvement in it forever and a day. I have got no problem talking about it, where there are certain people who can't talk about it, and I understand where they're coming from with that. But me personally, proud as punch.
Have you ever been back to the islands during peacetime?
Yes, fortunately, after the Falklands, I was seconded into the submarine service, as it were, from HMS Collingwood, where I was doing some training. And the first submarine that I served on, HMS Turbulent, actually carried out an active patrol down the Falkland Islands, and 5 years on, so it'll be 1987, because we still had the 100-mile exclusion zone around the islands, and we were still maintaining active patrols, and we've got an RAF base down there as well. So yeah, I got the chance to visit and actually set foot on the Falkland Islands, because during the whole conflict, 1982, we didn't get a chance to get ashore at all. As soon as the conflict was over, we about turned and sailed for home. So it was really good to get the opportunity to visit some of the monuments there, and the chapel and all that sort of stuff. Yeah.
I was in the Falklands as an able seaman. I went back in the service as a leading hand, as a PO, and as a chief. Oh, it's great. It's, to see the place and to drive around. And I was lucky enough as a chief to have my own Land Rover, which was fantastic, so I could go and drive where I wanted to. And go and see the places and almost tread the same footsteps I trod in 1982. That's kind of surreal, because there was smoke and bullets flying around and bodies lying all over the place and injured people. I go there now and they're just penguins. That's a little bit different. In fact, I've got a picture here for you, that's what it looks like now.
Wow, okay.
It looks quite peaceful, doesn't it?
It does.
You could think that was Scotland, to be honest with you. But at the time, you would have had ships out here. It looks so peaceful, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's really, really
It's
beautiful.
And you can't imagine that bombs are flying around and there's dead bodies lying around, and it's incredible, really.
Did you make any lasting friendships on your Falklands deployment?
Yes, definitely. As I said before, we have reunions. 25th anniversary, we went to London, marched down the Mall. Again, I can't explain what that felt like. The pride, the friendship is there all the time. As I say, the reunions, and I keep saying to the young recruits when I talk to them, take the photographs and the names of your mates, because there will come a time, I've got photographs there that I know the face, but I can't put a name to it. And all it takes is just a little name there, Take the photographs for times like now when you're retired, you're out of the mob, but your memory's still there and you can think about it. So yeah, that friendship, I don't think it'll ever go away.
What were the most significant advances we've made as a result of the conflict?
So I believe the Navy is totally different to the one I left. Training, that's kicked in. It's more in depth now. I think it covers more bases than the basic, really basic training that we had. You get put in situations you may be not looking forward to, but your basic initial training is your backbone, concrete platform to perform from. And that's what you do. We learned a lot of lessons from damage control, I would imagine. With a lot of the ships that went down, there were mistakes made. But I think it's moved in the right direction, for sure. But like all things, that's a different era. You know, it's about 1982. It's 40 years ago. A lot's happened in 40 years. Certainly in the Royal Navy, it's happened. A lot's happened in 40 years.
You've got dog tags, temporary dog tags that we had to make up ourselves, whereas now you get issued with it. Whereas that's another thing that they found since the Falklands. You know, we made these up ourselves. We were issued with a morphine ampule, and that was the point where, as I said, it sinks in that, my God, this is for real. It's, you know, we were still hoping that diplomatically sort it out, but it didn't happen that way, and we went through the conflict, and as I said, survived. Got photographs of the ship coming back. You could see the bullet wounds in there. The weaponry system now, I should imagine, is so far advanced. You know, we'd be like in the Dark Ages in my time, basically.
Do you have any advice for someone in my position about going forward?
Yeah, the best advice I can give you is to pay attention to the training that you receive, because the one thing that will bring you through a conflict, any conflict, is believe it or not, and it's really hard to put it into words, the training that you've received will prepare you. It will never prepare you fully for what you might see, but it will prepare you to be able to cope with being involved in an active conflict, yeah? So training is really important, yeah? And the training you get in the Navy is one of the finest in the world. I can say that quite honestly, yeah?
It's a great life, and that's what I will say. It's a fantastic life. The opportunities are wonderful. Embrace them. I did. And never take a step back. Always take a step forward. Because steps back, you get off balance. Steps forward, you're always going to take on new challenges, and that's what it's all about.
What inspired you to join the Royal Navy in the first place?
See the world. I had two elder brothers in the Navy serving at the time. Father was in the war, uncles, etc. But I always wanted to join the Royal Navy, and I always wanted to see the world. And I did see the world. I didn't join to go to war. Definitely not. But then again, I'd taken the Queen's shilling for all those years prior to the Falklands. So it was payback time during the Falklands, really. But yeah, see the world. And I did see the world before and after the Falklands. Time of my life, basically.
And that's one of the perks of a career in the Royal Navy can offer.
Oh, most certainly, most certainly. You know, how many people can put their hands up and say they've been down to the Antarctic twice, no? You know, I've travelled the world, seen most of it, and yeah, jumped on the roller coaster at 15, and I've had the time of my life. So yeah, no regrets.